السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. يقول الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن المجيد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم: يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. Alhamdulillah. I'd like to start by saying it is only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's ni'mah that we are here, present here on Al-Yawm al-Jum'ah, in the house of Allah, performing his ibadah, performing the day of Al-Yawm al-Jum'ah. So, alhamdulillah, all praise and thanks is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that ni'mah. Because there's many other people who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. Allah is the one who has created them, and they have nowhere in their mind about going to worship Allah ta'ala. So this is a favor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he has given only to the Muslimin. You know, we're going to discuss more about that in this khutbah here today, inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala. I like to backtrack a little bit and say last week we spoke about hypocrisy, and we spoke about what is hypocrisy and the signs of hypocrisy. And not to go back into the point of that, but just to get a feeling on what is that, because me as a khatib, me speaking to you guys, I need to be aware of hypocrisy and be aware, and be also not just aware and know how importance of it, but be afraid. Because it's one person, Tabi'een, who came later, who met Sahaba. He said he met 30 of the Sahaba of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he said not one of them was not afraid that they were a hypocrite. So that should be a sign for us. And Hassan al-Basri, may Allah be pleased with him, he said the same. He said, no one feels free from hypocrisy except for the hypocrite, and no one fears it except for a sincere believer. Because when we look at the Salaf, a lot of the different Salaf, I don't remember which Salaf it was, Sufyan ibn Uyayna or one of them, he said that he didn't treat nothing more than his intention. So, he said he didn't treat nothing more than his intention. Because your intention will lie to you. Your intention will tell you, oh, you doing this for Allah. When in reality, you doing it to show off. Or you doing it to gain, just to be sum'ah, just to be heard about. Or just so people can see you, like we spoke about last week. Well, Allah says, you see him who denies the day of recompense. So he worships just so people can see the good deeds he doing. So may Allah save us from that. And one other small point I like to make is that, well, alhamdulillah, may Allah bless us and, us coming to these gatherings. But I know, us as human beings, we make mistakes, It's inevitable, We're going to make mistakes. We're going to, not do things right. We may even, and I appreciate the brothers with their sincere nasiha, and bringing things to my attention. And that just shows that, we all play a part in this. It's no big eyes and big U's. As we go through, we'll see, about in the deen about how, like, people praising one another and how that works out. Because we, one thing I hope, inshallah, I get a chance to mention is that we don't want nobody to be fooled and be self-deluded and thinking that there's something they're not. And we don't want people to follow him in that self-delusion of thinking he's bigger than who he is. Why? Because we got an example of this. And we'll get to that. I'm just going to leave it alone for right now. But today our topic is shirk. Our topic is shirk today. And for any brothers who might not, we got to define the topic today. If we're saying the topic is shirk, we're going to have to define it for anybody who don't know the topic of shirk. May not know the topic shirk and know what it means. So, what is shirk? Well, shirk is translated in English. It has 3 translations. They say paganism, idolatry, and it's another meaning they give to it too as well. But as far as we know what shirk is, it's ascribing a partner to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, anything. And it's different types of shirk. And that's what I'm going to talk about today in this khutbah. It's the different types of shirk. Because if anybody knows anything about shirk, it's 2 different types of shirk. You have shirk wal akbar, as they call it, the greatest shirk, which if somebody, he does that, shirk wal akbar, worshiping something along with Allah or other than Allah, they will go to Jahannam dying in that state, and they will never come out there from. They will burn in Jahannam forever, associating partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's the big shirk. As how forever, the lesser shirk, that shirk will send you to hellfire too, but it won't be forever. And that's the greatest shirk is the one associating partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the lesser one is showing out. Or, they have some misconceptions about understanding, which we'll get through in this. But the first type of shirk is the shirk of love. People loving things the way they should only love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Giving something the love that only belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I'll give an example of that as well. Simple example. Let's say, we all know it's 5 salats in the deen. We all know we're supposed to be praying 5 salats. So let's say I'm playing a video game, or maybe I'm even enjoying myself, talking with some friends or something. And time for salat al-asr comes around. Now, if I sit there and entertain playing video games, noodle woodle, whatever, outside of my ibadah, I'm pretty much saying I love this thing more than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Allah said, go establish a salat. It's times like where we might have to combine a salat, but it's like asr. Asr is a salat where it should be on time, because Allah said in the Quran, وَحَافِظُونَ عَلَى الصَّلَاةِ الْوُسْطَى. And it's difference of opinion on what's the Salatul Wusta, what's the middle Salat. But we know some of the ulama say it's Asr. And we know that's the shifts when the Malaika switch off. So this should be all something we're aware of. This shouldn't be something we don't know. Where we just come in here and pray and that's it. No, when we go home, we still establish the Salat. When we're in the middle of doing our things, we need to stop that, what we're doing, and go pray. We shouldn't have love or nothing in this dunya to not make us do what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us to do. And this is just about the salat. It's many other examples of things that we know that we transgressing and we ain't supposed to be doing, but it's some hidden thing in us that's pushing us that way. So may Allah safeguard us and forgive us and protect us from the evil within ourselves. Ameen. The second type of shirk is the shirk of fear. Fearing the creation the way you should fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let me say that one more time, inshallah. Fearing something created, whether it be a person. Let's look at the person for a second. You fearing this person, or showing off for this person. Let us start with the fear. You fearing this person, and this person, even in English, they say what? Once a man, twice a child. He gonna reverse back. Allah say he gonna reverse back in creation. Where from where he had everything to now we start losing stuff. We can't remember. Subhanallah. But that's Allah's creation. May Allah save us. So you fearing a man or people, whoever it is, you fearing them. But what about the one who created you? Who gonna cause him to die, cause you to die, cause everybody to die? We don't worry about him. We don't worry about Allah Ta'ala. The third type of shirk is really like common, especially in the community I come from, is swearing on other than Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. People do it all the time over here in the West. Astaghfirullah, on my mother's dead grave. That's shirk. Now, that's the difference of opinion because, we have major shirk and minor shirk. They say it's minor shirk, but I heard one of the ulama say, if you meant it to glorify this thing by swearing in it, then that's major shirk. And when we look through the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he swears, وَالشَّمْسِ وَضُحَاهَا وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَغْشَى. He swears in the creation, showing the importance. وَالْعَصْرِ. Showing the importance of things. But us, we say, Wallahi, by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Billahi. Tallahi. Ain't nothing other than that. It ain't one Nabi. You don't swear by the Prophet. You don't swear by no saint. You don't swear by nothing else. You only swear by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wallahi billahi tallahi. So we know if anybody is making oaths other than with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's name, that's shirk. And that's our third category of shirk. It's swearing with other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's name. And our fourth type of shirk is slaughtering. Those people who slaughter in the name other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Us as Muslims, we know when you do, when we slaughter, we say Bismillah. When we face the Qibla as well, we say Bismillah, Allahu Akbar. You got Muslims nowadays saying in the name of Hussein. Wa'yadu billah, that's shirk. How you going to say in the name of something other than Allah? There was Zayd ibn Nufayl, one of those who was before, or he was around when the Prophet ﷺ, but this was before the message came, and his inclination naturally brought him towards the deen of Ibrahim Hanifa, Islam. The practice and worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when he seen the Meccans and the Arabs over there worshiping, and they were sacrificing for these idols, He said, if Allah, He made this creation, He provided for it, and He gonna cause it to die, what am I sacrificing to these false gods for? For people in the paganism, and that was the third meaning of this shirk too, polytheism. So, idolatry, paganism, and polytheism, all the definition of shirk. And we know it in the deen, it is to set up a rival with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whoever it be, whatever it be. The fifth type of shirk that I have here on the list is going to soothsayers, diviners, palm readers. Now, it may be some difference of opinions if somebody just goes there. But if you go there and believe what they say, the Prophet ﷺ said, you have disbelieved in what he has came with. These people, soothsayer, palm reader, they are liars. They are going to do nothing to you but lie. So it's bad enough that you went there to that place. Now you listen to them, you putting yourself in a whole nother predicament. Number 6 is putting your trust in other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. People normally do this with certain little, like we call it over here good luck charms. You know, they maybe have something they feel is sentimental value that it brings them good luck or something. But this is shirk. Because we know in the deen, the basis of the deen, anything good comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anything bad is from ourselves and shaitan. Just like this khutbah. Anything I say that benefits brother is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anything that I say that's incorrect is from myself and shaitan. So that's our 6th type of shirk. It's putting your trust on something other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our 7th type of shirk, and some of these are minor. This one as well. But who wants to take the chance of, we all, inshallah, want to be sincere believers. And we know that the sincere believers are on tawheed, free from shirk. But our 7th sign is showing off so that people look at you and think that you're pious. Ayadu billah. So our 7th sign is just wanting the people to think that you're pious. Showing off, doing good deeds to be seen of man. So people see you as a righteous person, as they say. Number 8, and this is the one that my background, where I come from, they have this issue. Describing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with qualities or things that don't belong to him. They belong to creation. Like saying he has a son. SubhanAllah, how Allah gonna have a son? He don't even have a wife. That's your thing. You're created with women and children in that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's Al-Qahir. He's the one who, Al-Khaliq, He created from nothing, from nothingness. Yani it was Allah. And it was nothing. It wasn't air. It was just Allah. So how can this Allah be like His creation? Subhanak. When Allah mentions it, He says, Subhanak. How glorified is He? Something for us to think about. Number 9 is similar to number 8, reverse. Or describing a human with qualities, abilities, and powers that only belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Which goes back to our first thing. Saying something like, even Muslims, they fall in this category as well. Some of our brothers and sisters. Or we say our brothers and sisters, but they fall in this category as well. Because if you say, as some people who go heretical say, The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his knowledge is everything that the pen wrote. And part of his generosity, this is some of this heretic stuff they say. And part of his generosity is he giving us the dunya and the akhirah. This is all shirk. And we have people who will bring you this. And if you don't know your deen, you will be with your hands out and saying, thank you very much, I appreciate it. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us and safeguard us. Number 10 is making dua or supplication, as we say in English, to other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even in a realistic say, like a lot of these brothers I know in here, bro. If I'm way in Wisconsin and you're over here and I say ya fulan, that's shirk, because I'm giving you Allah's quality. You can't hear me. You way somewhere else. How can you hear me? That's something Allah can only do. But I'm up here. Oh, fulan. It's not flying. You didn't become a kafir because of that, because you giving them a quality that only Allah can answer you in that situation. He don't know where you at. That man don't know what you doing. Number 11 is worshiping a false god. Some people do it. They worship false idols. Maybe many people in this room, it don't make sense, but some people, they take an item like a rock or something, they put it in the corner and they bow down to it. And Allah says He will forgive anything less than shirk. But that shirk they're committing with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that major one, He will never forgive that. So that's our number 10. So recap on a couple of these. Describing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with human qualities, with quality that does not befit Him, that befits the creation. Number 9, giving a human being something that only belongs to Allah. Like saying he knows something about ilm al-ghaib. Saying he knows something about the unseen. When Allah said, وَمَا يَعْلَمُ الْغَيْبُ إِلَّا هُ. Nobody knows the ghaib except for Allah. So, don't fool yourself. It's right there in the Quran. Or don't allow somebody to fool you. And number 10, making dua, supplication to other than Allah, and worshiping Him. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله لي ولكم أستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Our number 12 type of shirk today is what we've been dealing with these last 3. The one about them making Allah like His creation. Saying that Allah came on earth as a man. SubhanAllah. Or He appeared on earth as a man. This is what people in Christianity say. They say, Wa'yadu billah. God loved the world so much that He sent His only begotten Son. This is making Allah like creation. And this is shirk right here. So, we know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has never came as a man on earth. But this is what these people believe. And this is shirk. This is their shirk. They believe this flesh, the flesh that can't even see the malaikas, that don't know nothing about the akhirah, that this flesh, that it can contain the most magnificent being ever, which is shirk. However, to move to the next point, number 13, is someone who legislates something in the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Shirk, for example. We are here, we get ready to pray Maghrib, and this man, he says, we all know it's 3 rakat. He say it's 4 rakat. Now he's became a kafir. because he's legislating in the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And number 14 goes right in line, is the people who followed what he's legislated in this new religion or whatever, that he's made up now. And we see that very famous with all three of these points. Not just the Christians, what the NOI was saying, for our Muhammad is Allah or some felonious stuff. Wa yadu billah. That goes along with all this, but they're saying they're Muslims. These people are sincerely sick in the heart. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to say that Allah is make him like a human being, that he's walking down the street, that he can be arrested, this is all shirk. And we need to stay as far away from this as possible. Number 15 is what some people here, I don't think they don't do nothing with the rain. Because back in the days, they used to have a belief with the rain where, as if the stars, they believe the stars was, when the stars came out, they believe that was because they made it rain. So it's a difference of opinion if that was the major shirk, because if they believe that these stars actually had control over the rain and it wasn't Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's major shirk. But if they just were grateful for the stars for this rain, then they can be on the lesser shirk. And Allahu a'lam. In the horoscopes as well. There's one thing I almost forgot, the horoscopes. These people who get this information and they tell you they know some ilm al-ghaib they don't know. And it's even a hadith where the Prophet ﷺ said, like similar to drinking or intoxicants, that whoever drinks or takes intoxicants, his prayer might not be accepted for 40 days. It's the same thing with going to the soothsayer or the magician. If you go there and believe what they say, your prayer might not be accepted up to 40 days. That's how serious of an issue this is. Number 16 is wearing amulets, similar to number 6, and having trust in other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Here in this country, I grew up having one too. People that have a thing called the dream catcher. This is a form of shirk. They have this thing, it's a cultural thing, and Allahu a'lam. But dreams are from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's something that you can't attribute this to no created yarn thing you set up on your house thing that can't even do anything, can't even set itself up there. But you say it gave me bad dreams and it stopped my bad dreams or whatever. This is our shirk, and we need to leave apart from this for the people who don't know mostly, because some of us don't. A lot of the times, in an important, I think, reason why I chose these signs and stuff, because a lot of times, especially deviant groups, when you're dealing with them, you're talking about tawheed and aqidah and stuff like that, they'll skip right through that type of stuff. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, no problem. Yeah, a little short khutbah like this, cool, we done, we good, we can talk about something different. But no, these are serious issues, because if you don't got these understood, then you more than likely not off to a good way, because you could be making shirk in a lot of areas and not even know it. Number 17 is believing in bad omens. Like some people over here, they believe number 13 is a bad number. So some people may like prevent themselves from doing certain things because of superstition, khurafat. I'm not going to travel on the 13th night because I know 13 is a bad number. But we as Muslims know what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who biyadihi al-khayr. Good in his hands. And everything that emanates other than that is due to our own abilities on what we did. Or it could be a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala too. But to move on to the next point is a couple hadith from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where was the Sahaba who seen another Sahaba, and he noticed that he named his daughter Barra. Barra means righteousness, and it shows you the relationship between Sahaba. He told that Sahaba, he said, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam forbade this name, and this Sahaba, he went to the Prophet ﷺ and told him, well, I gave my daughter this name, and someone told me you forbade this name. And the Prophet ﷺ said, فَلَا تُزَكُّوا أَنفُسَكُمْ. Do not ascribe purity unto yourselves. Wallahu a'lamu min ahlul birra. Well, pretty much Allah knows best the people of righteousness amongst you. So he told him, name your daughter Zainab. So he named his daughter Zainab, showing the understanding of Sahaba. He didn't try to keep this name or nothing. No, he knew who the Prophet ﷺ was. He knew what he was telling them, that don't ascribe purity in yourself. Alhamdulillah. And then weeks ago we spoke about Ahabba Asma'i Ilallahi. You know, the most beloved names to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Abdullah wa Abdur Rahman. Look at that. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forbid names that show praise to yourself, and then said the names that which is most loved to him is the one that puts you where you need to be? A servant, a worshiper of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because Allah said don't ascribe purity unto yourself. Because if a person ascribes purity unto themselves, like we spoke about in the beginning of this khutbah, being self-deluded and stuff, that's the first step to destruction. Being big-headed, letting your head swell, thinking that you're something that you're not. Next hadith. Hadith is, there were two men who praised Uthman ibn Affan. If any of us know who Uthman ibn Affan is the man who the Prophet ﷺ said, he is a man whom even the angels they are shy in front of. But they were praising Uthman ibn Affan. Uthman is such and such. Uthman is such and such. Miqdad, who was amongst them, he went down on his knees and he picked up some small rocks and he threw them at him. And Uthman, who was there, he said, why you do this? He said, because I heard the Prophet ﷺ say, if you see those who mutually praise each other, cast dirt in their face. So he did it. He said, if you see those who mutually praise one another, then cast dirt in their face. It is another hadith, and inshallah we can end off on this one, where a man praises another man in the presence of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, فَوَيْحَكَ قَطَعْتَ عُنُقَ لِصَاحِبِهِ. He said, woe to you, for verily you have just cut off the head of your brother. And he didn't just say it one time. Like me, I'm messing up points. I may be saying certain points 2 times, 3 times, 1. He didn't just say this one time. He said, woe to you, for you just cut off the head of your brother. Not meaning because of the praise he gave him that he killed him. Not meaning in the physical sense, maybe, people look at it. Not in the physical sense. But because if you praise a person and he accepts his praise and you giving him praise about something that's not true, or you praising them in a way that's not befitting, then this is the first step of destruction like we spoke of. And then he said, if one of you have to say something praiseworthy about his brother, say, I consider him to be such and such, and Allah is his judge. Only Allah really know what that man like. I consider him to be such and such, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is his judge. And I am not praising him or anyone before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك ورحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. اللهم استر عوراتنا وآمن روعاتنا واحفظنا من بين أيدينا ومن خلفنا وعن شمائلنا ومن فوقنا واعوذ بعظمتك أن أغتالنا. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأموات هم الأحياء إنك أنت السميع المجيب الدعوة.